Previously on Minecraft.
Trees come in the brown variety, in the white variety, and sometimes other varieties.
Now on Minecraft.
Do you hear that? That is a creature of the night, fiending for your flesh. And those are the tears of the living. Welcome back, people. A new morning has dawned. During the cold, dark, and dreary night, I mined and mined. Throughout the night, I exhausted our primary resource, wood. But I also created a new tool to defend us throughout our endeavors. A pickaxe of rock. I'll show you how to create one of these in the far future. As I dug and dug, I also found a new vein of coal, our secondary resource. But the tertiary resource of iron was never located. Tomorrow night we shall search for it. Upon this new day, we have been greeted with rain, with the tears of the living. They shroud the sun which protects us and keeps creatures of the night alive throughout the day. We'll have to be careful on our journeys. The creatures of the dark advance. This will be a crash course in defense. Equip your cutlass of stone and attack the enemy. Don't miss. Your life depends on it. When you attack, realize that you have a stamina bar below your cursor. If you attack before the stamina bar has fully recharged, you will do less damage than you would normally do with full stamina. You may also notice that our health has gone down, and so has our hunger, denoted by the little hands on the bottom right hand middle of our screen. To restore health and hunger, we must consume the lives of other creatures, such as chickens. This will be a crash course in butchering. To butcher an animal, simply attack it. It may drop a morsel of meat that will sustain you for the times to come. Be careful. Animals are typically a non-renewable resource unless you renew them yourself. So be sparing. This is a creeper. Creepers are bad. It's time for us to run unless we want our soul to be taken. Now we'll be in a crash course on how to run faster. To run faster, double tap W. This will increase your speed greatly. However, it will reduce the amount of hunger you have, reducing the amount of time you have on this planet before you require more nourishment. Now that we've escaped that predator, we need to collect... Now there will be a crash course in swimming. To swim, hold W and move like you normally would. Okay, now we must replenish our primary resource, return back to our abode. I shall cut down some trees. You shall watch and learn. Our next order of business, after acquiring more wood, or our primary resource, will be to collect the wool of sheep. This can be used to construct something called a bed, something which you are not familiar with. Beds help us sleep through dreary days such as this, and help us escape monsters. Now I shall butcher the sheep to collect its wool. We now have 1 wool. We require 3 wool to construct a bed. Let us go forth and slaughter more sheep. This one looks quite delightful. Be sure to kill them quickly before they get away. Now that we've collected 3 wool, we can construct a bed. We now have enough resources to survive a couple more days. We have food, wood, and fuel. That was in my way. So now that we're back at our base of operations, we can construct the next major tool that will help us in our journey. We shall make a bed. To make a bed, create 3 planks. Put them horizontally in a row down below. Now put your wool in another row above that. Why does this not make a bed? What the heck? Did they change the gods? The cloth needs to be the same color. What is this crafting menu? No worries, we shall not fret. Although the great creators have changed how Minecraft works, we shall redouble our efforts, go forth, and collect more wool. It seems as though we do not require this wool. Goodbye. There are creatures of the sea, but we don't venture off into the sea, the land of the unknown. The sun is not in sight. For all we know, it is already night. Once acquiring an object, a device called a furnace, we'll be able to cook our food, to transform it into something more nutritious than it would normally be. The meat of sheep and chicken can be eaten raw, although it is not recommended. You may get a tummy ache. Now we shall do what was just done, but correctly. We have constructed a bunk. We need a place to put this, someplace safe and protected from the elements. I shall put it there. There we go. It is a place to sleep. Now, we will construct our second primary crafting device, the furnace. To do so, place 8 pebble stone in a hollow square, and a furnace will be created. Using a furnace, you can input fuel and raw foods or materials to turn them into processed foods or materials. The oven is processing this raw fowl and will produce a cooked chicken. Now, with this cooked resource, we can now consume it to restore our hunger and health. Fantastic. Normally, time would be better spent doing this at nighttime, while we harvest during the day. But it's raining, and I really don't like walking around in the rain. It seems as though the sun is setting, and the time of night shall return. We don't want the bad guys getting in. Now that we've secured nutrition, we have time to venture into the mines and mine and find our tertiary primary resource. This would be iron. To create a mine, simply dig down, but don't dig straight down or you might fall. Create something like a staircase, like this. This is the staircase. It goes down and it also leads up. Remember, always look down and then up. Let's go down. While mining, you may discover materials called andesite or diorite. These are entirely useless and may be tossed aside. See, I have brown pebbles or diorite, and I shall toss it aside. It is aside. As we go deeper, the muffled sound of the tears of the living disappear, and our ears rejoice the sound of the dead. The sound of a creature of the night tells us that somewhere within the vicinity of our lonely mine shaft is a cave that holds creatures that want to kill us, but a cave that also holds bountiful resources. We shall find this cave and claim it to be ours. I'm not sure where it is, but I will dig in all directions until I have found it, which I just have. This is the cave. It's most likely a natural formation, although unnatural caves do exist. Let's light it up with a torch. New Minecraft players may be aware that you can hold an item in your left hand. I don't do that, because I'm not a new Minecraft player. Below us is something called andesite. It is useless. These are creatures of the night. We have not encountered this sort before. But that's okay. We're fully capable of dealing with such creatures. They provide a resource called XP, but also a resource called rotten flesh. Rotten flesh is useful. It can sustain you during dark times. Now that we've cleared the area, we're left with nothing but the spoils of our work, of our efforts. Here we see something valuable, something rare, something that we worked very hard for. It is called iron ore, and we can mine it with a stone pickaxe. However, we cannot mine it with a wooden pickaxe. Keep that in mind, little one. Oh. Now we have 5 ore of steel, aka iron ore. We can use this to create cool materials like shears and what was that? We need to collect. Ah! Sorry. Ignore what just happened. Now we must collect more coal, our secondary resource. And this coal vein is revealed an iron vein. How charitable. We must be quickly. Haha! That's not how English works. We must work quickly. We have run out of light, and we must construct more. This fuel has blessed us. Let us light this cave and scare away the darkness. Now that we've found iron, we can return back to base and turn this iron into something more useful.